Hello everyone, my name is Ishan Jain, and today I'd like to talk about how do you actually cold email a professor or a PhD mentor and actually land a research project that is significant. First of all, you need to understand, you need to do some background, some actual deep diving into the mentor slash professor's mindset, right? So if this professor or PhD mentor is of actual significant value in the research community, that means they have a lot of students approaching them, right? Like they probably receive tens of emails every single day from high school students, undergrad students, just students in general who are interested in your research. So the whole key here is that you want to stand out, right? And now if you think about it, how do you actually stand out? One, you can already have a very stacked resume, right? So you already have a bunch of awards. You maybe won a bunch of science fairs like ICEP, JSHS, BioGenius, etc. This is how we, by the way, in the Young Researchers Institute, we teach our students exactly how to achieve these outcomes. All of our students have achieved at least some sort of science fair accomplishment, media recognition, papers in top academic journals. But anyways, that's besides the point. You either, when you're reaching out to these professors, if you have a very significant resume through awards and papers, then you can sort of, they might take you seriously. But the second way is this, you have to do regardless, even if you have a stacked up resume. But the second way is actually looking into their research, their story, and their research work, and putting yourself into that path and making them feel that you already are caught up to speed and you know how to execute within their lab or research project, right? So let's say I'm a professor and I am working on a heart failure research topic, right? So I'm creating AI models for detecting heart failure and doing things in that general research realm. And let's say I get 10 student emails, right? Some students are reaching out, normal standard template, saying, hey, my name is student and I'm interested in your research work. I really want to do work in your space, right? That's very generic, right? So that immediate rejection. Second is somebody who's reaching out to me and they're like, hey, I'm a student. I really like your heart failure work, and I would like to join your research lab, right? Then in that case, I'd be like, okay, the student really knows that I'm working on heart failure, right? So the student didn't just scrape my email from the web and then just email me a cold email template. They actually looked into my research. So okay, let me see their resume. And then I'll sort of scan their resume and see if they're accomplished and all of that, right? But now the third type of student is the student who's going to reach out to me and who's going to say, hey, Ishan, I saw your research work in heart failure. I really liked this paper because it really shows how you use this novel AI algorithm to predict heart failure. Heart failure is really meaningful to me because my relatives or something have been impacted by heart failure, and this is a very meaningful topic to me, and I really like how you have and your research lab is working on this, and I like this paper particularly. Here are my skill sets. Sure, I'm not the most talented student, I don't have the most accomplishments and awards, but I do have a drive and I do want to work with you so that I can learn more and also help your lab achieve more publications. Bam. This third student, I'm going to literally maybe automatically accept. I won't even look at their resume. I will say, thank you, student, for this email, and let's set up a call. Let's discuss this further. Come to my lab. Right? So now you're able to see the psychology. You're able to see the actual background, right? The first student, or the second student even, they're in general lazy. They just scrape my email from the web and sent me a mass cold email, right? This is not going to work in the grand scheme of things because professors can see through it, right? Like in this, especially 2025, when so many students are emailing professors, this random cold approach or cold email will not work. What the third student did is very smart, is very clever, is that the student spent maybe an extra 2 minutes reading into my research, right? And maybe, okay, not 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. They spent an extra 5 minutes reading into my research. And now they were able to convey to me that, okay, the student is actually of caliber, the student has the motivation and the drive, and that's all that matters, right? It does not matter if they did not win the biggest science fairs or already published 10 plus academic papers, right? Sure, would it help if they published those papers and won science fairs? Yes, right? But is it the end of the world? No, because I see their drive, their determination, their professional nature, and I would much more likely be able to accept them. So this is a quick summary of how to be successful in cold emailing professors and PhD mentors, right? This isn't something that only applies to research. It also applies to software engineering jobs, quant jobs, etc. Right? It's not it's just an overall strategy that you guys can use. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to learn more about research, definitely do subscribe. Definitely do engage with our videos. Our institution, the Young Researchers Institute, is particularly made for students who have an interest in STEM but have no accomplishments or no research experience. And we connect you with a mentor. We give you the #1 ICEF coaching blueprint. We literally hold your hand towards the finish line. And by the end of the 8 weeks, you are a published researcher, a world-renowned researcher also, because you will appear in the news. And third is you'll also present at international conferences. So, with all of these things going on for you, our institution is the exact blueprint you need to be a successful researcher. But anyways, that's besides the point. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hope to see you in the next one.